The legend of Sasquatch, giant ancestors of North America. It's about a big hairy ape man like creatures that live in the forests. But where did the name Sasquatch come from? The answer is from the Native American people of the Pacific Northwest. Sasquatch comes from the word Saskets. This word is from the Halkomelem language spoken by the Tsales people of British Columbia, Canada. The Tsales and other groups have told stories about a big, hairy creature that walks on 2 feet for a long time. They had different names for this creature, including Saskets. These stories say the creature protects the forest. It's very strong and hard to find. The Saskets was like a connection between humans and spirits in their stories. The Sasquatch legend stayed mostly within these communities for many years. Then, in the early 1900s, other people started to hear about it. J.W. Burns, a school principal who also studied different cultures, helped make the story famous. His work changed the local story into something the whole world knows. Sasquatch was about to become famous. J.W. Burns loved the stories he heard from the Tsales people. He spent years writing down their stories and learning about their history. Burns knew the Saskets stories were important to their culture. He thought the stories could teach us about the beliefs and traditions of the native people. In 1929, Burns wrote an article in a magazine called Maclean's. It was called Introducing British Columbia's Hairy Giant. This article was a big moment for the Sasquatch legend. Burns used the word Sasquatch for a lot of people to see. He described the creature using the stories he learned from the Tsales people. Burns wrote about a group of large, hairy, human-like creatures living in the wilderness. He talked about their size, strength, and how they were good at hiding. The article made a lot of people interested in Sasquatch. Some people didn't believe the stories, but others thought it might be a new type of animal. No matter what people believed, Burns' article made the Sasquatch legend famous. The article made people want to learn more about Sasquatch. The Tsales people didn't think Sasquatch was a monster or cannibalistic. In their stories, Sasquatch was a loving, large, hairy tribe. They were like powerful protectors of nature. Sasquatch were connected to the forests and mountains where they lived. People believed they understood how nature worked. In the Tsales stories, Sasquatch weren't alone. They lived in groups with families and community tribes. People thought these groups were good at fishing, hunting, gathering food, and started growing crops. They lived peacefully with nature, only taking what they needed. The Tsales people told these stories to their children and grandchildren. The stories taught them to respect nature. They learned it's important to live peacefully with nature. Seeing a Sasquatch wasn't always bad. Sometimes it was like a warning or a message from the spirits. The Tsales believed Sasquatch kept nature in balance. They reminded people of the power and mystery of the world. People had heard about Sasquatch for years, but it really became famous in the 1950s. This happened because of some things that happened in Bluff Creek, California. In 1958, a man named Jerry Crew found giant footprints near his work. The footprints were huge, and everyone heard about them. Newspapers called the creature Bigfoot, and the name stayed. The Bluff Creek footprints made everyone interested in Sasquatch. Lots of people went to the area hoping to see it. There were many trips to look for Sasquatch, and it was in the news a lot. The Sasquatch legend wasn't just a Native American story anymore, it was famous all over the world. The Bluff Creek story made Sasquatch a part of our culture. It inspired many books, TV shows, and movies. People are still looking for Bigfoot today. We do have real proof now of Sasquatch giants, stoneworkings, caves, and giant artifacts being found all across North America. These discoveries of prehistoric paleo American Indian ancestor giants are being suppressed and not recognized by the museums. Archaeologists in charge of the museums dictated by religious groups to maintain their lies and powers over the people. Same religious groups wrote Bibles that even mention the giant and say Earth is only 6,000 years old. That's the biggest lie of them all, to deceive the people of the truth about evolution. We know all about evolution in our current time frame of how insects can evolve quickly to be resistant against pesticide chemicals that are made to eliminate them. The giants' evolution took much longer because they lived much longer connected truly with nature and organic farming. Today we have a world with toxic chemicals and pesticides that poison our water and croplands. Those toxic chemicals shorten our lifespans today because birth defects and reproductive changes that are not good for the species' future. So, isn't about time that we all start carrying about Mother Earth like our prehistoric, ancient, paleo American Indian ancestor giants that were called Sasquatch? Please remember, what you do today to the environment of Mother Earth has an effect on tomorrow, our children's future, and the existence of all the amazing species and mankind's future existence. It is time now that the people of the world take back the world control for the peoples of the earth from the evil dictators, poisoning it, destroying it, and be keeping all enslaved to maintain their powers over the people of the world. Please hit the like button and share for more amazing history that has been suppressed and hidden from us all. Wanishi Chris J. Beale.